Well, hello everybody. This is Daniel with Daniel's Bullion Coins. We have been away enjoying the holidays, enjoying the family. I just got back from Texas, went and saw my daughter and the grandbaby, and we're back to answering questions. My sweet wife Ingrid is here, and we're going to take
Yay.
the first question.
Honey, there's been so much going on
Oh my,
since we've
it's
been here. I mean,
unbelievable.
I guess more recently,
The revolution's happening.
it is. It really is. It's a whole remake, a redo,
Politically, economically.
every way.
Hmm.
I guess the most recent thing would be the LBMA. That's what we were seeing
Yes, the
lately.
LBMA.
Running
So
out of
England
gold.
right now running out of gold. That's probably the big. Anybody
Yeah.
who's following what's going on knows and understands that we've been watching both the COMEX and the LBMA. That they're going to run out of gold one day, and that'll be the day that gold and silver readjust. So the LBMA came out and they said this week that a large amount of gold has
Yeah.
been leaving their vaults, and I think it's 400 metric tons or 500 metric tons has left just in the last month or so.
Yeah.
And the rumors are that it's a large entity, probably the Treasury, not
Our
the federal,
U.S. Treasury.
our U.S. Treasury,
Out of
because
England. Yeah.
it's impossible for the LBMA to turn them away. Now, if it was a private individual or a banking institution, they would say to that bank, hey, don't disrupt the apple cart. You need to slow down. But
Yeah.
they weren't able to do that, and they actually came out and said, we're going to change from 4-day delivery to 6 to 8 weeks delivery. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the next day, the police had to surround the facility to calm the mobs and to secure the place because people were getting upset. And it was kind of funny to hear the different analogies of it. One guy said, well, it's like being in a movie theater and you start to smell smoke. Do you get up
Yeah.
and start to leave
Right.
then? Or do you wait until you see smoke or
Someone
see
yells
flames
fire.
and everybody's running for the door at the
Right.
same time?
That's a good way to say
Now,
it.
this may be a false alarm, and I've been in this for 15 years, and I've seen lots of false alarms. You know, the COMEX is empty. I've seen that many times.
Oh boy, haven't
And
we?
I don't know if this is, do I smell smoke or do I don't? But if I thought I smelled smoke, I'd be running for the door already. And then I hear other people saying, using the analogy of, oh, you go in to buy a shirt and you tell the lady you need a size 16, and she says, I'm going to the back to get it. And you say, no, I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. I need my delivery right now. So therefore, you just leave the store and don't buy the shirt. Well, right now the delivery is, they're saying, oh, we need our trucks and it's heavy. Oh, it's heavy. The guy kept saying, oh, it's heavy. We're having trouble loading it.
So
We're
these are
having trouble.
excuses.
Yeah, we're having trouble getting trucks.
Yeah.
And this is a big project. Now, supposedly they're the experts at this, and they've been doing this for hundreds of years, and all of a sudden they can't find a truck, and they can't get a lift to lift the gold and get it into the truck. But yet they need 8 weeks to get this distribution problem solved.
Yeah.
It smells like smoke in
Yeah,
a
it
movie theater
does.
to me,
Yeah.
especially when the head guy shows up at the facility, the LBMA, and the place is surrounded by police. And
Yeah.
he's having trouble getting in.
Yeah.
That starts to sound like the fire
Yeah, it
alarm's going
does.
off to me. So, do you want to be the first person to, or do you want to be the first one in line buying gold, or do you want to just walk away from the counter and say, oh, I don't feel like waiting for a size 16 collar shirt. I'm going to not buy my gold today, and I'll get it
Yeah.
some other day.
Oh my goodness. So we were talking earlier before all this that how you think it's definitely we have a new Secretary of Treasurer,
Yes, Scott
Scott,
Bassett,
and
yes.
you think it's definitely the Treasurer, not the Fed buying it.
Yes. So right now we've got what is the situation where Scott Bassett is our new Treasury Secretary, and Trump is totally divorcing us and causing a revolution in the way
Yeah.
things are done.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that Scott Bassett is very familiar with devaluing currency. He worked with George Soros. George Soros is famous for crashing the British pound and profiting off of all of that. And Trump has even said, hey, we're going to lower the dollar and lower interest rates. And he's collecting funds and stopping all the wasteful
Yeah.
spending. So the point I'm trying to come around to is that Scott Bassett, you study him, you look at him, he's lower dollar, higher gold. bring the gold into the U.S. So that's what we're seeing right now, and they're
Yeah.
preparing to do major open heart surgery on our
And
economy
you
right
said that's
now.
why he's delayed the tariffs 30 days.
Right. I believe Scott Bassett and Trump, talked, and Trump talked to Mexico, and he was probably very forgiving with Mexico. Oh, we'll give you another 30 days, send some
Yeah.
troops to the border, do some different things. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a sip.
That was my
And
cup, the pink one.
gave him 30 days, and the lipstick too
Yeah,
was
the
yours,
list.
wasn't it? And gave us another 30 days for Scott Bassett to then
Yeah.
collect all of this.
Yeah. That is really, it's just
Let's
things
take a
are
pause.
moving so fast.
Sorry about that delay. We've got customers. We're at the busiest time of the day. I want to thank all my customers that came in and said, "Where are the videos? Where are the videos? We missed the videos."
Yeah.
So we're happy to do them. We're glad to do them. And we look forward to answering questions, meeting people when they come in.
Yeah.
So let's go back and talk a little bit more about Scott Bassett.
Yeah.
And of course, we covered that he worked for George Soros. If you look at him, if you could read what type of person he is a lower dollar, drive the dollar down, which is going to drive gold up. You're talking about a major operation, a revolution that
Yeah.
this administration is doing. They're basically removing the heart of the economy, doing heart surgery on it, and then trying to reinstall that heart and start it up again. It's
You
a
would know about
complete
that one.
about face. Yes, I had open heart surgery a couple of years ago, so I know all about it.
Yeah.
But
It's a complete change.
it's a complete change, and
Yeah.
it's a complete revolution for what's happening and with the economy and politics and everything. So we're
Yeah,
watching a
it's just
complete
a
change.
whole-
Even the Treasury and the Fed are starting to separate. Scott Bassett is not really head of the Fed like
Right.
the previous Treasury Secretary was. He came right from the Fed,
Yeah.
Janet Yellen, and she said, "Sorry,
Yeah.
that we inflated your currency into oblivion,
Yeah.
and we're leaving it for you." That was her quote. Sorry.
Yeah.
So thank you for the
Yeah.
mess you've left
Thanks.
us. And it's not just the Fed. It's everything. It's the politicians. It's
Everything, especially with everything being revealed right now with USAID, how it was all
Yes.
funneled and by the Fed because they could just print money.
Exactly.
And so it's just a huge undertaking that they are doing.
It's huge. It's huge.
I
And
mean-
getting the people and the population used to the fact that the free money and easy printing is not going to be there anymore.
Right.
You're going to have to earn your living. You're going to have to earn your wages.
Right.
And that's something. There's not going to be this surplus. $100 million for condoms for Hamas. $250,000 for a Carrick machine at the Treasury Department. Just the Treasury Department's Carrick
Every
machine.
month.
Every month, 250,000. Right. I mean, insane. You all have heard the insane.
And we know it was money laundering,
money,
actually.
Right.
It
money
was just
to
money.
Ukraine, money to
Yeah.
and Ukraine says 100 billion they never got.
Right.
So now, okay, let's audit the DOD and find out where that 100 billion went.
Yeah, they're about to audit now the Pentagon.
Right. They
Everyone
started on
buckle
the,
your seatbelts.
They started on the Education Department, I think,
Whew,
Thursday or
Department of
Friday.
Education, yeah.
And boy, that was a showdown right at the front door.
Lord have
So it's going to be a
mercy.
battle because they
Yeah.
don't want to give up.
No.
The people don't want austerity. They don't want to have to trim the budget. They don't want to have to. They want to keep their $100 million
Yeah.
side gig going.
Right.
$175,000 for a civil servant isn't enough. They want the $100 million that they funnel through programs back to themselves.
And this is going to affect all the politicians who go in as, earning 100,000 a year. Now they come out millionaires. There's
Right.
something crooked.
Well,
we
what'll
know
happen
that.
is
It's
the
not
crooked
just
ones will
one
leave
side.
because they'll say,
Yeah.
and we'll get honest people in where
Right.
they'll live on $175,000 a year and be happy with that instead of taking special interest money, the pharmaceutical money will all be
Right.
gone. So massive operation.
It is
And
huge.
Trump has hit the ground this time running. Notice how he didn't put any deep state people in any position.
No, we hope
It's
not.
all people who
We find
who-
out later.
Right, who really and truly
Yeah.
want to revive this country
Yeah.
back on track.
Yeah, it's
Let's talk a
huge.
little bit about where I think gold is going and where
Yeah.
it's come from. So I made a prediction back a few months ago in 2024 that
Yeah.
by March of this year we would see 3,000 gold. And we're fast approaching that right now.
We are.
I think we got as
Yeah.
high as 2885 this week. And I think easily we hit 2,900 next week. And the reason is primarily the LBMA is going dry. There's lots of reasons.
Yeah.
The LBMA, but all of these reasons, and I could probably list 10 or 15 things that are happening, but you can visually see those things in the dollar and all currencies going down to
Yeah.
gold. other currencies are going down much faster relative to gold. And the dollar is starting to go down relative to gold because you
Yeah.
see the price approaching 2,900. And I think, as far as making another prediction here soon, that once we surpass 3,000 and we get into that 3120 or
Yeah.
$3,200 spot price, I think we go to 4,000 really fast because of the speed that all of these other currencies are devaluing to
Yeah.
gold, and the US is devaluing to gold. So we're seeing the system break right now. And
Yeah.
yes, like I've said before, I've seen it lots of times. I thought the system was breaking. But so I'm going to wait another week or two before I call the system is breaking or that it's the fire alarm is being pulled. But we're looking at a possibility that this could be another foot on the banana peel, one foot in the grave and one on the banana peel, and this whole economic system starts to go down.
I know, and I know President Trump is trying to save it best he can. Like you said, do open heart surgery.
Yes,
With,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, put it
He's
back
taking the
in.
existing system, like we have an internal revenue service
Oh, this
right
is
now, and he
fascinating.
wants to turn it
Yeah.
into an external revenue service. In other words, we're not
Wow.
taxing the people, but we're taxing these countries, and we start having revenue coming in that way.
Yeah.
And he's building the sovereign wealth fund.
That is what's amazing.
So, in other words, he's talking about selling TikTok for $1 trillion, and then half of that proceeds, $500 million, would go into the sovereign wealth fund, and they would be able to invest.
Half a
And
trillion,
and he's
yeah.
already said Bitcoin, so maybe Bitcoin goes up. Maybe he's going to buy some. Donald Jr.
Yeah, Don Jr. said,
Don
get into
Jr.
gold,
said,
buy it
come out, get
now.
into gold. So they may put a bunch of money into
Yeah.
gold from the sovereign wealth fund. And then they'll be able to have that fund to generate an income, a revenue, which then they'll be able to meet their obligations as far as pensions and
Yeah.
infrastructure and all these types of things. So we're
Right.
seeing a revolution, a complete
really are.
turnover of the way the system used to be: internal revenue, external revenue.
my goodness.
No
Yeah.
more U.S. aid. No more education, federal education system. Turn it over to the states, and then let the states turn it over to vouchers, where you can homeschool
Yes.
and get,
You get to
your
choose your
money back
school.
because you're paying for that in your taxes.
Yeah, you choose your school. That's what he's
Right,
big on.
you choose your school.
Yeah.
Or you can go to a private school,
Right.
and then suddenly it's on the merit of the school. We've heard a lot about
Exactly.
merit lately.
Yeah. How things need to go back to that.
Right, to the merit system.
I mean, just think how big he's dreaming. Gulf of America.
Right,
let's
right.
let's buy Greenland. I mean, it's just beyond.
Make Canada a state. Take back the Panama Canal.
I felt like, yeah, we need to
Go to the
dream.
moon.
We need to dream
He
big.
said,
Go to Mars.
Mars. That's what I meant to say. Mars. Go to Mars.
Dream
Yeah.
bigger than
Yeah,
we
he's
have
dreaming
been.
so big.
And
He's
thinking
dreaming so
outside of the
big.
box incredibly. I just.
And yet he's able to manage all of these things, and it's like nothing. He's sitting there
Right.
signing these executive
Executive orders.
and answering questions from
Yeah.
reporters that are bombarding him, screaming at him.
Well, the ones
no
who've been
civility-
paid by
civility
USAID
at all.
too.
What's
I
that?
mean, these are the same. Some of them have been paid by USAID. We're
Oh, yes.
learning. The
Well, yeah.
AP, the
Politico,
New York
BBC,
Times.
New York Times, they were all
I mean, it's
getting funded
unbelievable.
through the
Yeah.
government.
So if they pull that plug, it's probably going to be circling the drain.
Well, they already can't pay their wages, and of course, it's a technical glitch.
Yeah.
All the left is saying, "Well,
On the
that's
Politico.
just a technical glitch." You didn't get your paycheck the day after USAID was raided, but that's just a technical
Yeah.
glitch.
Oh,
and
my
funny how that
gosh.
technical glitch was at the New
Yeah.
York Times,
Yeah.
the BBC, all
Politico,
of them couldn't pay,
yeah.
Politico couldn't pay their employees that day.
Lord have mercy.
So you're seeing a complete turning over,
We
a
are.
complete flipping over, and it's
Yeah.
just the beginning. It's just the
Yeah.
beginning.
So buckle up and
Buckle up. And we'll do another video
get
real soon.
your
We're looking forward to
insurance.
seeing you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk real quick.
Look, real
before we
quick, the
close,
insurance. You wanted to say something about
insurance,
that.
yes. I say it a lot, about getting insurance. And I got to talk to a guy, and he was, it's interesting, these if we've ever seen the fires in California and the
Oh,
floods in
goodness.
North Carolina, all of this, a lot of those insurance companies are going bankrupt.
Yeah,
and I've always said, have insurance on your car. It's not an investment. Gold and silver is not an investment. It's insurance like you would have on your car in case you're in an accident, or on your house
Mm-hmm.
in case it burns down. But a lot of those insurance companies are not paying because
Right.
they're just filing bankruptcy because there's too
Or they
catastrophic of a
pulled out
situation.
ahead of time, which
Right,
is
they pulled out. Come
interesting.
to find out, now they pulled out just
Yeah.
a couple of months. These people didn't even have insurance. Here they paid on it for
Right.
all these
Oh my
years,
gosh.
and then there's a fire and they lose their.
Yeah.
So this is insurance, and you get to hold it. It's a
Yeah.
premium that you get to hold, and you can
Yeah.
cash it in at any time.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not an investment. I'm not a financial advisor,
Yeah.
but you can get insurance for
Yeah.
the collapsing dollar. And you see the dollar collapsing. Look at the
Yeah.
price of eggs
Right.
because the dollar is collapsing.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you
That's
now.
good.
See y'all later.
Blessings,
Appreciate you.
everybody.
Bye.